Bullet holes and a broken relationship. We're learning new details about the disappearance of Carrie Allen.
The Omaha woman was last seen nearly a month ago. This afternoon, the man accused of kidnapping her made his first appearance in Douglas County Court. Our very own Bella Caracta is in the newsroom with the newest information just revealed. Bella.
Yes, today, prosecutors laid out what deputies found in Carrie Allen's home. They also said they have proof that Aldrick Scott lied about where he was around the time that Carrie Allen disappeared.
Aldrick Scott appeared before a Douglas County judge this afternoon, 10 days after he was arrested in Belize. Authorities believe he kidnapped Carrie Allen, and today, prosecutors explained why. They told the judge a friend of Allen said the two broke up, but that Scott continued to show up unannounced. According to prosecutors, Scott lied, saying he was in Topeka the weekend she disappeared, but that cell tower data and security footage put his car and phone at the same location as Allen, a bar at 180th and Pacific.
Cell phone tower data from the defendant's phone puts him in Omaha, Nebraska at the Good Life at that same evening, and also showed defendant's phone leave the Good Life at 22:30 hours, headed northeast towards the victim's home.
Prosecutors say other surveillance video caught Scott's Chevy Equinox at Allen's home later that night, and that a person matching his description is seen walking toward her home. When deputies later went inside, they found what appeared to be covered up bullet holes in her bedroom door and walls. Based off the case so far, prosecutors want Scott to stay behind bars.
We don't want him out. We think, number one, he is a potential danger. And obviously this is an extremely serious charge, and his earlier, it appears, reaction to what's taken place here was to go to another country, and we don't have to bring him back from another country again.
Now, the judge did give a bond, but it's a hefty $10 million. If Scott is convicted of felony kidnapping, he could spend the rest of his life in prison. Reporting live in the newsroom, Bella Caracta, 6 News.
Bella, thank you. And the county attorney said that hope is dwindling to find Allen alive with each day that goes by. Last month, searches in a landfill for her came up short.